welcome to the video. So today we are going to be solving this question. So the question is saying that find the value of r if the coefficient of x raised to the power of r and x raised to r plus 1 are equal in the in the binomial expansion of this binomial here. So here they want us to find the value of r, but how are we going to find that? We are going to put into consideration that the coefficients of this and this they are having coefficients which of course we don't know. Okay, we just know like the terms and the some sort of formula of their exponents. So now we want to find r so that we can be able to know what their exponents are. Now for us to find r, we need to assume that the exponents, in case you don't know what an exponent is like a number. It's always a number that's found. Okay, so anything, so the variable can be anything, but as long as there is a number in front, we consider that number to be a what? A coefficient. Okay, so now to find r, here our interest is to find r. Now there is no way of finding r directly, so they have given us a tip that this and this are having equal coefficients. So what we're going to do is that we are going to find the coefficient of this and the coefficient of this, then equate them. Now if I were to ask you, which formula like under binomial do you think we can use to find the coefficient? What formula do you think? So we are going to use this formula, which is nr a n minus r b r. This is the formula that we are going to use to try to find the coefficient of this one and this one, using this as our binomial, meaning that this is a binomial. It is having this as a, this as b, this as what? This is n. Okay, this is as our n. So meaning that when I start finding the coefficient for this and this individually, my a will be the same on both sides. The a is going to be 3 because there is only one binomial given. Okay, so here I'll put 3, where these are b I'll put 2, 3x actually. Yeah, so I'll put 3x here, and where is n I'll put 19. Where is r, let's say if I start finding the coefficient for this one, this is a term and this is a term. These are individual terms. Okay, so this one, where I'm supposed to put the exponent n, where I'm supposed to put r, I'll put this ra, and for this one, where we're supposed to put r, I'll put r plus 1. Okay, so now when you do that, you can now start evaluating. And some of the prerequisite knowledge for this question is the binomial and I think combinations, factorials. If you know how to use the combinations and factorials, then you are definitely good to go. So let's proceed now. Let me just try to collect some data that we have, then I start solving. So I have two terms, right? There is x to the power of r, and I'm having x to the power of r plus 1. So remember I said that first find the coefficient for each, right? So first I'll go with this one, then this one. So let's say I want to find the coefficient for x raised to the power of r. How am I going to go about it? So I'll say when I have x to the power of r, so let's apply the formula nr a n minus r, and here I'll put br. Now remember we have also been given the binomial, which is 3x plus 2 raised to the power 19. Also take note of this one. So now let's plug in the values. So where is n? So at the moment I'm only dealing with this one, then I'll come to this one. So this is how you can find actually the coefficient. Okay, so where is n, I'm putting n for the binomial. Okay, so I'll say n, I need to write 19 here. Okay, and then where is r, since I'm dealing with this one, this xa, where is r, I'm going to put what? The ra. So it's going to be, here there's 19, here there's going to be what? R. And then what is my A? My A is what is found here. This will be my what? My B. Okay, so I'll say 3x n minus r. Now what is my n? Look, n is equal to 19, in case maybe you are behind. Okay, so this is my n. Let me just write it so I can just be looking at it. So I'll say 19 minus what? Minus, while it's r, I'll just replace whatever is e. Okay, so it's going to be r, and then b. What is my b? Let's go to the binomial given, this one. So 2 is going to be my b. So I'm going to say 2, then r is going to just be r. So at the moment, we can, now, here's the thing. I'm only interested in finding the coefficient, not the variable. So here what you're going to do is that you're going to kind of like ignore this variable here, which is x. I'm not only interested in the coefficient, okay? So I'm going to eventually have 3 to the power of 19 minus r, 2 raised to the power of r. I'll call this my first equation, because the coefficient should be a number. At least it has to be a number. Okay, any kind of number. It shouldn't be x. No, we can't call that now a coefficient. That will be a variable again. We are not interested in finding the variable. We already have xa. Okay, we already have it. We don't need it again. We already have the variable. We just need something that can be found in front of the variable. So now, what if now I go to the next term? They have given me 2 terms, right? There is another term, which is r plus 1. I mean x raised to r plus 1. Okay, we proceed. So I'll do the same thing using this formula. I won't rewrite it again because you can see it already here. So I'm going to just say, so n will still be maintained, because we are just dealing with a single binomial, unless they give us like, no, for this one use this binomial, for this one use the other binomial. But since they have only given one, they are saying in the expansion of this one we'll be just using the same thing here. Okay, so where this n, I'll put 19. Where it is r, now this time be very careful. R is now what? R plus 1. Where this r, put r plus 1, and like this. And where it is a, I'll put 3x. Now you know that we are not interested in x, right? So just ignore the x. So I'm going to say 3, and then n minus, now my r is what? R plus 1. Then eventually this will still be, but this time there's going to be r plus 1 here. Okay, so now try to simplify this one. Just see how you can simplify. Or let me just put 19 here in advance so that I don't have to write it again. You know that n is 19, right? Yeah, so I've just wrote 19 here. So I'll say 19 over r plus 1. Then, so 19, if you evaluate this, you're going to have 19, it will be 19 minus 1 is going to give you 18, right? Then minus r, when you simplify this, then 2 r plus 1. So these, what you're seeing here, are the coefficients, okay? These are some of like the formulas. This I can use, as long as I know the value of r, I can find the coefficient for this one. If I know the value of r, I can find the coefficient for this one here. Okay. So now we are looking for r now. How can we find r? So let's try to go back to the equation. I think now let's go and read the question carefully. Now look, what did they say? They say that find the value of r if the coefficients of this and this. We have somehow managed to come up with the coefficients, right? Like those are like the formulas to the coefficients. So we have come up with this one. Now they're saying that those coefficients are equal in the binomial expansion for this one. there is the word equal there. And in mathematics, which symbol represents equal stuff? So when things are equal, let's say when A and B are equal, so like you have A is equal to B, right? So even in this case, this one, my second equation here, it's like I'm assuming that this is equal to what? To this. So I'll write 19 R. Here I put 3. 19 minus R 2R is equal to whatever I have here is equal to this, the coefficient of this one, because they have said that the coefficients are equal. There is nothing to stress about here. Okay, so simple concept. Just follow the question, like the instructions in the question. And now here we are. So now, have you seen what we have right now? This. So we have now an equation that we can use to find R. Now, how can you break down this equation? So let's now start simplifying this. Okay, we proceed now. So now look, I'm having 19 RA. Here I have 3, 19 minus R. Then I have like 2 RA, 2 raised to the power of R. And it's equal to 19 R plus 1. And 3, 18 minus R, 2 R plus 1. I hope you are following. I hope I haven't confused you yet. And there's nothing confusing here. So, first of all, I'll begin by trying to simplify. Okay, how do I simplify? Have you seen what I have here? Here I'm having 3 raised to the power of 19 minus. Now, if you remember, if let's say I have 2, let's say A raised to the power of maybe 1 is multiplying with another A raised to the power of 2. I say that if two bases are multiplying, you can write them as A, like just write 1A, then the exponents, you add them, right? So it will be 2 plus this one, it's going to be 3. Do you remember this concept? Also, do you know that I can be in a case whereby, let's say I have 3, which is having power 19, okay? It is being multiplied with another 3 having power negative R. Do you know that even this is possible? These are equal bases, meaning that I can just write one base, right? Then the exponents, I do what? I add them, right? I say 19 plus negative R. What is it going to give me? It's going to give me 19 minus R, which is what I have here. And also, do you know that I can, let's say if I have 3, let me make it more clear here. So if I have 3, the power 18, being multiplied with another 3, which is having power negative R. If these can also be written as 3 raised to the power of 18, because I'm adding the exponents minus R, which is what I have here. Okay. Do you also know that if I have 2 times 2, where this 2 is having R, this one is just having 1, I can simply write them as this plus this. That is going to give me R plus 1. Do you know that all this is possible? In case you didn't know, I hope today you know. So I can easily replace what I have here. This is 19. Now it looks like 4. So I can replace what I have here, which is in this form. I can replace it with what is on this side. Okay. So let's say these are a basic algebraic concepts. Okay. So I will replace with this. So I'm going to write 3 power 19 times 3 power negative R times, this dot is representing multiplication, like multiplication symbol. In case you are somebody who will be like, now what is this dot doing here? Because some of you have got problems. So there is someone who don't even know this. So here I'll say 2R and equal to, so I'll write 19 R plus 1. So here I'll replace with what? This. I showed you, right, that this one can also be written as this. So I'm going to say 3 raised to the power of 18 times 3 raised to the power of negative r. Okay, even this one I can write this whereby 2r, so I'll say times 2r times what? Times 2 raised to the power of 1, right? Okay, now is there a way I can simplify this? Now if you are familiar with math, if I have same things on this side, look, whenever you are in this case whereby you have an equal sign here and there are similar things that are found on both sides, like here there is something that is similar to what is found here, they can cancel each other. Let's see what things that are similar right now. So one thing that we can spot right now is 2r, so I'll just cancel it. The other thing is this one, so I'll just cancel it as well. Now what have I just remained with? I've remained with what? 19r, 3 raised to the power of 19 r plus 1, and 3 raised to the power of 18 times 2 to the power of 1. So like, are we done? Like, are we? So okay, look, at the moment I was just trying to simplify this so that I can just cancel out things that can be cancelled. Now are we done simplifying? Okay, can we start now evaluating these combinations? Do you think there is somehow we can again simplify? Try to think. Look, do you know that 3 raised to the power of 19, it can also be written as 3 raised to the power of 18 times 3 raised to the power of raised to the power of 1. Do you remember that when same bases are multiplying, we add the exponents? So I'm going to write a single base, and then if I say 18 plus 1, it's going to bring me back here, right? So wherever I have this, I can also replace with what? With this. So we say 19r. So this time I'll write 18 raised to the power of 18 times 3 raised to the power of 1 is equal to 19r plus 1, 18 times 2, 1. So now we can cancel out another thing here, right? And finally we have 19r. I think this time now we can't what was I about to say? I mean, we are done simplifying whatever is not in the combinations, right? Okay, so now we are good to go. So if you remember, whenever you have a combination, let's say you have nr, you can just simply say, use this formula whereby n minus r factorial. Do you remember this? So we are going to apply now to each one of these. Then simplify as much as we can till we finally find our r. Let's begin with this part. So where is n? I'll put 19 there. So I'm going to say 19 factorial over what? Over a, I'll put 19 minus here I just put r factorial, right? And a will still be r factorial. So this one don't give me much headache. Don't forget times 3. We are assuming that they are equal to each other. Now let's come to this part here, to the right hand side. So the right hand side, I'm going to say that 19 factorial, actually we are multiplying with 2. Okay, so now where it is n, I'll put 19, right? Minus where it is r. Now look, here our r is not just r, like for the one on the left hand side. No, it is r plus 1. So I'm going to say r plus 1, then what? Then we say again, this time our r is not just r, but instead it is r what? R plus 1. Okay, and here we are now. So now let's try to simplify this here. Like I'm not feeling comfortable saying it like this. So we say 19 factorial over 19 minus r factorial is equal to this is an equal sign, guys. So if I simplify what I just have a inside, I'm going to eventually have 18, right, minus r, then r plus 1 factorial. So now let's simplify this. Okay, so now we are here. So how can we simplify here? Like how can we simplify things here? So we are still applying the concept that if something is found on both sides, we can just cancel it out. So what is the, actually, let me not forget, we were multiplying 3a, right? And we are multiplying 2a. I don't know, I forgot to write them, but they are still on my mind. Okay, so now what is it that is found on both sides? The first thing that is found on both sides is 19, right? 19 factor. So it will be the first thing that I'll eliminate, like I'll cancel it out. And here I'll remain with 1. When I cancel it out, there is 1 that is remained here. So I'll multiply 3 times 1. There will be just 3, right? 2 times 1, there will be 2 here, right? So I'm now going to have 19 minus r factorial being equal to 2, 18 minus r factorial, r plus 1 factorial. Makes sense, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Now, what else do you think is found on both sides that we can cancel out? So at the moment we don't have, but we can have if we start like breaking down the factors. Do you know that we can break down the factors? Let me give you an example of what we already have in. Let's say I get this r plus 1 factorial. Do you know that I can break this down by saying, first I'll write what I already have a, which is r plus 1. Then I subtract 1 from what I already have. So it's basically I'm just saying r plus 1 minus 1. What am I going to eventually have? I'm going to have just r, right? Only r, because 1 is going to disappear. So I'll remain with r factorial. Are you familiar with this concept? I taught this on factories, I think. If you don't know this, then you don't know factories. Go and learn factories, or go and watch my lessons. If you have access to my video lessons, I've already taught this. Okay, I'm just trying to like do a very quick throwback, a very quick revision while I'm explaining. Okay, so we proceed now. So where else do you think this can be applied? The same concept can also be applied here. Let's get this one. So do you know that even this one, as long as it is having this factorial symbol or the exclamation mark in front, we can apply this. So basically I'm saying that if I have 19 minus r factorial, I can first begin by saying 19 minus r, okay, followed by, what if I subtract 1 from what I already have? 19 minus r. It's more like I'm saying, what if I now write minus, then I put minus 1. What do you think this is going to give me? It's going to give me, actually, the one that's found at the end should carry the exclamation mark symbol. So I'm going to have 19 minus r. This is going to give me what? 18 minus r, right? Factorial. So basically 19 minus r, this is 19 minus r factorial. So where there is 19 minus r factorial, we can also write this one. Okay, it's not a crime. Even where there is 19 minus, where there is r plus 1 factorial, I can write this. Okay, so you can like replace, replace this identity, and you only break down why I think that, okay, if I break down this factorial, it is going to give me something that will resemble another thing that is on the other side. Do this strategically, don't just do it anyhow. For instance, let's say you get this one and you start maybe breaking it down. Now what's the purpose? Because if you break this down, let me give you an example. R factorial, right? It's going to be, first it's going to be r, then it will be now r minus 1, and followed by r minus 2, you're just wasting your time, okay? Because here on this side, you don't have where this r minus 1, there is no. You don't have anything. You don't have any of these. So there is no use. Just keep it, okay? That's the strategy of solving these kind of questions, of proving. I'll solve another question which is having the similar concept. So be strategic, okay? Don't just break down anyhow. No, be strategic. Math requires you to strategize as well. So let's press it now. So I'll say 3 over. So where it is 19. Remember, we have come up with some sort of identity, right? So I'm going to put this. So I'm now going to have. Remember, the goal is to simplify. So I'm going to have my 19 minus r, 18 minus r factorial. I've just replaced a. So this one is still here, which is r factorial. So r factorial is still a. Then I'll say equal to 2. So what else have I broken down? This one is still here, right? I haven't tempered it. So I'll say 18 minus r factorial. This one, we have formed an identity, right? Which is this one here. So I'm going to say r plus 1, r factorial. Okay, now let's see if there are some similar things now. So the first thing that I've spotted is this one. This is now even on this side, so I'll cancel it out. What else? This is on this side. Even here it is there. It is accompanied with the factorial, so I'll cancel them out. What have I now remained with? I've just remained with 3 over 19 minus r is equal to 2 over r plus 1. So once you just reach a now, you just apply the basic math, the math that you have been solving, okay? So let's just cross multiply. So 3r plus 1 is equal to 2, 19 minus r, and then 3 times r to be 3r, right? Plus 3 is equal to, what is 2 times 19? It is going to give me 38. 2 times this one, negative 2r. And then put those that are having r on the same side, those that aren't having r on the same side, and then solve now. Solve for r. So I'm going to have 3r plus 2r is equal to 38 minus 3. So basically, here I have 5r is equal to, this is going to give me 35, right? Over 5 over 5. Finally, my r is going to be 7. Have you seen? So now, if you want to even know your coefficient, like if they told you maybe after that, now, what is the coefficient for this? Just go where these r, replace 7. And so this is basically how you solve these kind of questions, okay? And so the only concept that you need to know is factorials, combinations, and the knowledge of simplifying. Yeah. So learn how to simplify, because most of the students, like, they have an idea, but they just don't know how to simplify, like how to break down till they reach the final answer. Okay. So like try to practice, and whenever you're in a situation where you have to prove the factors, always think in terms of how can I break down a factorial such that if I break down, it is going to give me something that is found on the other side. Okay. So this is it. I hope that you've enjoyed the lesson, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Okay. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you have already subscribed, share it with your friends, and make sure that you like this video. And see you in the other lesson. And make sure that you subscribe to our platform. Our platform, where there are video lessons for any students. We have recorded video lessons in physics, chemistry, math, and biology, where we explain. And I also solve questions like this in the video lessons for my students. I expose them to tutorial sheet questions. Feel free to contact me. Have a nice day. Hey guys, so this is a Plus Academy platform. So this is where you're going to find our video lessons. So you're going to find videos. So there are some videos for Term 1 work and Term 2 work. Let's say Term 2 work, then just choose a course. Okay. just choose the course. Let's say I choose like MA110. So we have recorded for all these courses. These lessons are there, and just select the topic that you want. Let's say you want to watch videos on binomials. You're going to click there and just wait a little bit for it to load and all these videos. Yeah, so all the topics have been taught. Okay, even the documents are already here. Let's say maybe you want to solve materials like solve tutorial sheets for math. Just select the topic, and then select the course, then the kind of document come here with our solve tutorial sheets. So we have also solved the tutorial sheets for math. Okay, and there are a lot more materials that you're going to access when you get subscribed to A+ Academy. Yeah, so once you subscribe, you can just be watching the videos. You don't even need to be attending lectures. Like by just watching the videos at your own time, learning at your own pace, you'll be getting high scores. Okay, so make sure that you subscribe by contacting me on the number that is shown there on the screen.